What's up? It's Tom. Thanks for clicking on this video. First system recap of the season. I guess technically, there's only one game, so it doesn't really feel like a usual system recap. But hey, we're talking about minor league baseball. We're going to show some highlights. We're going to talk about this very impressive 11-0 Saints victory on opening day in St. Paul. First up, let's take a look at what they rolled with defensively on opening day. Thought this was interesting. Some of these names, honestly, did not expect Emmanuel Rodriguez to be there on opening day. Recovering from off-season thumb surgery, that all went well. That was behind him, but had an ankle injury that he suffered in spring training, and we didn't see him, really. But he has been playing on the backfields in the minor league side at spring training, and he got himself ready for the opener here. So that's really exciting. Of course, the Twins, like most teams, very careful with their top prospects, especially. I kind of was just expecting them to maybe wait a little bit before having maybe mid-April. Nothing too crazy, but great to see him out there on opening day in the lineup. The DH, not listed here, Luke Keaschall. I thought it was kind of 50-50 between whether he'd be back in Wichita or in St. Paul. He made his AAA debut today, so another guy recovering from Tommy John, and he's been playing a little bit infield on the backfields, but DH today. So pretty cool to see him up in AAA. A couple other guys here. David Festa, I want to call out. He was the opening day starter. Of course, he would love to be in the big leagues. Probably has reason to believe he deserves to be in the big leagues, but opening day start in AAA, that's pretty cool too. Junior Severino in right field and Jefferson Morales at second base. Love to see those guys try to get into work there more. I'm not sure if either of those are avenues for those guys in the future, but if they can prove that they can play those positions, it opens up so many more avenues potentially for them to make it into the major leagues. So I like that. Taking a look at how they went with the lineup, the batting order, Austin Martin leading off, Luke Keaschall hitting second, and Emmanuel Rodriguez hitting third. That's really exciting, and this lineup went nuts. Again, they won 11-0. Everyone in this lineup had more than one hit except for Mike Ford, who, oh, by the way, walked twice. Insane performance. Let's take a look at a couple highlights here. Emmanuel Rodriguez had a 3-hit night and drew a walk. So let's look at all three of his hits. All went to the opposite field. This guy is a very aggressive swinger and hits the ball very hard. Here he gets the first Saints hit of 2025. And then this was a 113 exit velocity double that he hits into the opposite field. Also had an opposite field single later on, you'll see. So Emmanuel Rodriguez, there's a lot of swing and miss. There's a lot of strikeouts in his game. That's undeniable, but this guy is so talented, and he's such a great hitter that the positives greatly outweigh the negatives, in my opinion. The ceiling is so tantalizing. The floor is kind of scary, but it's not like he's just this Deadpool slugger. He swings out of his shoes a lot. And it's kind of fun. But as you see, he can also spray the ball all over the place. Just seeing him on the field, again, just the fact that he was in the opening day lineup really gave me a charge. So for him to go out and get 3 hits and a walk, in addition to that, I'm flying high on Emmanuel Rodriguez right now. That's so great to see. And then, as we mentioned, Luke Keaschall making his AAA debut. Nice to see him out on opening day too. There's other, potential things that could have happened. Maybe that Tommy John recovery didn't go so well. So there's Keaschall's 2 hits. He didn't really sting the ball, but again, this is better competition than Luke Keaschall's ever faced before. He played about 60 games in AA, so it's not like he wasn't even there for a super long time, playing up in AAA for the very first time. Crazy, awesome stuff. Don't have David Festa highlights to bring to you, but I was really encouraged by his outing because he only needed 58 pitches to go through 5 innings. That is really impressive. 4 strikeouts, it's not like he completely overpowered Indianapolis, but only 3 hits, no walks, and 58 pitches on 5 innings. That is a very efficient start for David Festa. He is still building up arm strength. I mentioned how careful the Twins are and every team with prospects. Twins being careful with David Festa. He's on an innings limit. I don't know if it's innings or pitch count. I'm not sure which, but they're being careful with him one way or another. So that's why he didn't go deeper, despite only being at 58 pitches. That is really impressive for David Festa. So The lineup crushed it. The pitching staff crushed it. The bullpen was great. It was Scott Blewett, Cody Funderburk, and the other guy's escaping me. Kyle Bischoff was the other guy. So those were the three guys who came out of the bullpen to complete the shutout. Funderburk was the last man on the mound. So those guys took care of business as well after Festa came out. Again, Emmanuel Rodriguez, 3 for 4 with a walk, scored a run, drove in 2, did strike out once, hit a double. Tremendous 2025 debut for him, and just a tremendous opening day statement for the Saints, who look like an amazing team. The pitching staff, the starting rotation in particular, is just ridiculous. They've got Festa, they've got Zebby, they've got Andrew Morris, Corey Lewis, Marco Raya. I think there was even somebody I was forgetting in there. It's just basically all of the best guys waiting in the wings and all of the top prospects in that rotation. But then for them to go out and score 11 and for Rodriguez to be there and for Keaschall to be looking comfortable already, what a great start. Just want to call out, I did also write the minor league report over at Twins Daily. Going to be doing maybe some double dips. I don't know how it's going to work out. Once there's 5 games going on tonight, I'm not sure how this is going to work. A lot of you know how I like to operate. I'm going to do what I can for as long as I can and then have to adjust from there. I'm not going to limit myself and try to say I can't do something before we figure out whether or not I can. But I just want to call out if you kind of want a deeper look. I've obviously touched on the same games, so a lot of the same stuff, but a deeper look and maybe some even further conversation, swing over there to Twins Daily. But either way, thank you so much for checking this one out. Tomorrow, we're supposed to have a Twins game and a Saints game, but the weather here in the Twin Cities is really supposed to take a turn for the worse. I'm not sure if that Saints game is going to happen. I guess we'll find out. Twins are in St. Louis. Haven't really looked at the forecast there, but, 'tis the season. It's March, late March. It's spring. Going to be a lot of weather impacting these games, so it is what it is. Thanks for checking this one out. We'll talk again soon.